Hello devs, Sid the IT guy here, and in this video I will show you how you can detect using the asset API if the store merchant has added the theme blocks on their store or not. So in the theme editor, we have a UI interface like this where we can add our own theme blocks to the theme, and it usually has a visual indicator, and on the left side we have a draggable element which we can add and remove on our will. So when we create an app, the expectation is for the merchants to do the setup by themselves, and in some cases we have to guide them how to do it. But at the end of the day, we need a mechanism through which we can detect if the store merchant has properly completed the setup or not. So in this example, I will assume that I need one block added on the home page, and the embed block has to be turned on the merchant store for my app to function properly. And if that is the case, only then I will let the store merchant proceed with the operations that they want to do. Otherwise, I would have to show them some kind of notification saying that you haven't completed your store setup properly. So please use these steps to do so. So for my example, I am using a app preview, so you can see app ext host right here. In some time, I have to deploy the theme app extension for doing some kind of live testing, but I will take you through the code, and I am halfway through the code right now, so let me catch you up to it. So in the theme app extension folder, I have created this product reviews theme app extension, which only has two files. One is script.liquid and the other is homepage.liquid. So in script.liquid, I am writing just a simple script that will log here in script file. And in the schema, I will put body as the target, indicating that this is an app embed block, which means it will get appended to the whole body of the store. And in the other section, homepage.liquid, I have put the target as section, meaning that I only want this h1 tag to appear as a section of the particular page that it will be on. So that's what we are doing. In homepage, we have the homepage block, and in the app embeds, we have this store script, and it is turned on by default, and it is attached to the inventory app that I have been working on my live streams, as you are aware. So on the app side, I mean the Laravel backend side, what I have done is on the home page, so I have added a check store setup button right here. So it will be shown alongside viewing data for Sid checkout extensions, and this button would be for our use, not for merchants use, but for this example I'm showing you. So check store setup button is there. If we click it, then we get a response like this, where we see the live theme that the store is currently using. Because if you notice, then the theme editor, this URL up top also has a theme ID in it, and we need this theme ID in order to work with it. So what do I do for this ID? So in the check store setup function in home controller, I am taking the authenticated user, and I am taking the store details for user from the Express.js API that I have been writing. And I have initialized a variable called live theme, which is get live theme for store, and inside the user, and one parameter is user and the other is the store body, store data. So this function is defined right here, which is an API call to the Express.js side, and the endpoint is store/live theme. The payload is sent like this. The headers are also set, and the response is sent, and the response body theme index is returned. So that's what we are seeing here. Yeah. So in the live theme index, we are getting the ID as this, and the name is Dawn, the role is main, and that is how we get the theme. Now to show you on the Express.js side of things, how I have configured this is auth.js. Down here, I have initialized two endpoints, app post store/live theme, store controller dot get live theme for store, and the other one we will get into later. But in get live theme for store function, what I'm doing is I'm taking the store from the request body, and I'm initializing an endpoint called themes.json, setting the headers, and hitting the API in Shopify. And for the response that I get back, I'm looping over the themes index of response body. And if the role is set as main, then I'm returning that theme index instantly, because I know that that's the one that is currently live on the store. So that's what we see here, role main, which is what it encountered and returned back straight away. And on the other side, now we will be writing the check store setup function. Now make sure that your app config scopes, I mean the app scopes that we need in Shopify in order to read the proper files, you have the read themes included in it. I was attempting it before, but because I forgot to put this in, I was getting null API responses. So make sure that you have that. And yeah, right now this is not working, so let's work on it. So in home controller, yeah, live theme is sorted. So in home page asset, I have this function right here which receives user store and live theme, and it sets the payload like this, where it sends store and theme, and headers is this, and the response is made, I'm sorry, the API call is made to the Express.js API. So let's jump to store controller, check store setup function. Yeah. So in this example, you have to know which asset keys you need to target in order to detect what is the status there. For example, in our case, we know that this homepage block is going to stay in the homepage. That's the expectation with the merchant. So for the homepage asset, you have to hit asset key equals template slash index.json, because this is the file that contains the ordering of how the elements are set in index file, meaning the homepage file. And for the app embed block, the standard place where we can read the settings from is config slash settings.json. So basically the endpoint is set like this: themes slash theme.id, mean the uniquely identifiable theme ID, assets.json, and then script asset, which is right here. So it is kind of a big endpoint that gets generated, because out of the assets JSON API, we are targeting one single asset at a time. So that's what we have done here. I'm sorry. Yeah. So after that, we can set the headers as usual. And after that, we can make two API calls and return the response. So let's see what we get back on Laravel side. What I will do is I will open this, and yeah. And after that, we will hit refresh. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to put await. and error would be error.message. So I have put a try catch block around this function, and I realized my mistake. I was returning return val, but I had to return a rest JSON here. So we will go back, refresh this, hit refresh. Yeah, so in live theme, I'm getting the live theme details, and in this one, why, what happened? Undefined. Okay, anyway. So in home controller, I have to fix this. Store equals yeah. So now I refresh again, I'm getting this. After that, yeah, so status is true. 404. Yeah, this is one asset that we have gotten back. So first, okay, so script JSON, we got blank. Yeah, so sorry, small mistake. It was not settings.json, it was settings underscore data.json. So I will restart the server again and hit refresh. I have the live theme, and inside this it is settings data.json, and in the response, yeah, I've gotten the settings data.json, and inside this I have gotten the templates index.json. So using these two responses, now we can write our if else clause, whether it's valid or not, whether it is like it the store merchant has added or not. Okay, so then yeah, so now that we yeah, app embed response equal, so actually this would be store assets, and this would be get store assets. Yeah, so store assets body response script response resp body slash asset. Yeah, this would be app embed response, and homepage block, actually not response, it would be asset, and homepage block asset would be body response homepage response rest body asset. Yeah, so now we can actually app embed equals app embed asset, and home page would be home page block asset. So now if you refresh, there we go. So this is the API response for app embed config settings data.json, and notice that the value is a string that is returned. So we have to JSON decode it, and the index that we are targeting is this. Inside the blocks index, oh, I'm sorry, I have to, at this point, I have to deploy this. So if I run npm run deploy, yeah. So right now I'm not getting the response in the API because the API, yeah. So now a new version has been released for users. So inside this link, now I can see yeah, so we can create a version of it, homepage and stored script added, and we can release it. Oh, I'm sorry, homepage store script. Yeah, so we can release this, and now I can go back to my actual theme editor. So customize, and inside this, if I click add block, I should see the homepage block right here, and I'll click save on the top right. And after that, if I go to app embeds, then I should see this, and I will hit the turn on button, and I will hit save. So now if I go back and I hit refresh one more time, then I will see that in index.json, if I come down here, then I will see this inventory app slash block slash homepage, and there's an ID here. So we will worry about that a little later. And above, if I go back to the script response, which is config slash settings data.json, then down here I should see blocks, inside that an ID, and inside that yeah, so script this and disabled is false. So now if I go to the theme editor and I turn it off and hit save, then this disabled flag, which is saying false, will say true. So refresh one more time. Yeah, you see this is saying disabled equals true. So I'll go back, and so this is basically what we need to target, and we need to read the value properly. So we will do check if script is running equals this arrow, check if script is running is actually turned on, I'm sorry. So turn on app embed asset and check if homepage added check if homepage block added. Inside that, this would be the function. Yeah. Yeah, and after that we can say return back with success script is, check if script is running, and home page block, check if home page block is added. Yeah. Yep, so then we will do value equals JSON decode app embed asset value true. So let's see what we get back at this point. Yeah, so we get current and presets, and inside current we should see a blocks, and yeah. So now we see that there is an ID which is right after this script. So what we can do is, if we copy this ID and search it in okay, anyway, yeah, so anyway, so at this point we see a blocks, inside that an ID, and inside that a type. Now this type we can match the inventory app name here, and we can also match blocks/script. So that's what we will do here. Return val equals null if value blocks. Then we can do for each value blocks as ID colon data if data type. Actually at this point I think we can do str starts with data type, and inside that I can say HTTPS, sorry, not HTTPS, Shopify apps slash inventory app slash blocks slash script. Yeah, so we can do this. Yeah. Yeah, so we can use this. right? So return data disabled equals false. Yeah, so so we can get rid of this return val variable right here. Return false. Yeah, so that's for app embed. And for the home page one, we can make a new function for this. Private function this, and after that we can also say value equals JSON decode home page asset value true. Oh, I'm sorry. Value current blocks. Yeah. So inside this we see a sections, and inside that we see an order. So in sections, what we are targeting is a particular ID. It's saying type equals apps. And inside this, yeah, so we have this. Actually, I'm seeing this string appear multiple times. So this ID is unique to this block. So I can say block ID equals this. Block ID, and inside this also block ID. Block ID, and if data type exactly equals block ID, yeah. True. Okay. Yeah. If value sections, for each value sections as section, if section type equals apps, if section blocks for each section blocks as block data. Yeah. If block data type not equal to null, if block data type equals dot block ID, return true. Yeah, so now we can actually oh, true. Yeah. Yeah, so at this point we are able to detect from the backend. So yeah, script and app block. Yeah, so now we can refresh. Yeah, so let's add a so this will actually show the message that we are trying to see. Yeah, so now it says yeah, yep. So let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so now I will show you actually the testing bit of it. So let me go here and turn this off, and I will hit save, and I will come back here and I will click check store setup. So it says script turned off and app block added. So now let me go back here and turn it back on, and I will hit save. And now if I come back and click check store setup, then it will say store script turned on and app block added. Right. So now let's go here and let's delete this. So save, come back and click check store setup. So now it says app block not added, and if I go back here and add homepage block back, and now I come back and click check store setup, so it says app block added. So this is basically how you can detect from your app backend whether the merchant has properly set up his store or not. You have to keep in mind that read themes API scope is needed for you to make proper API calls. And this example is shown in Express.js and Laravel. So you can reach out to me if you need the code access to it. As you guys know, I have quit my job recently and I'm doing YouTube full time. So if you have any kind of project idea, if you want me to collab with you, or if you want to support the channel on Patreon, the link is in the description box below. Please check that out. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you.